resolution. Stites, Dominic, and Hunt, a resolution authorizing property located at 3254 Ezel Pike to be used by Public Works as a convenience center. And Stites not here. Okay, and I move approval. Is there a second? There's been a move second. Any questions? All in favor? 1159 is approved. Next item is RS 2014-1162, resolution by Council Lady Gilmore, a resolution to construct and install an area encroachment at 209 Broadway. Is there a motion? Got a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor? 1162 is approved. Next item is RS 2014-1163. Council Lady Gilmore, resolution to construct and install an area encroachment at 301 Broadway. Is there a motion? Got a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor? Okay, 1163 is approved. Next item is 2014-826, Worcester Home, an ordinance to abandon a portion of right-of-way for alley number 1999. Is there a motion? Got a motion and a second. Questions? Comments? All in favor? 826 is approved. Next item is 827. Council Lady Gilmore, an ordinance to abandon right-of-way for Keys Alley and alley number 241. Is there a motion? Got a motion and a second. Questions? Comments? All in favor? 827 is approved. Next item is 828. Baker, Dominic, and Hunt, an ordinance to abandon retained easement rights for properties located at 5300 Pennsylvania Avenue and 5215 Centennial Boulevard. And we do have a letter for approval. Is there a motion? Second? Got a motion and a second. Comments or questions? All in favor? 828 is approved. Next item is 829. Holloman, Dominic, and Hunt, an ordinance to abandon approximately 175 linear feet of a 20-foot public water main easement for the property located at 3516 Greenwood Drive. Is there a motion? And I think I will request a motion. Second? Got a motion and a second. Any questions? Comments? All in favor? 829 is approved. Next item is Gilmore, Dominic, and Hunt, an ordinance to abandon approximately 77 linear feet of 8-inch public sewer main and easement and to accept one new public sewer manhole for properties located at 301, 307, and 315 8th Avenue South and 300 and 312 9th Avenue South. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Question, comments? All in favor? 830 is approved. Next item is 2014-831, Gilmore, Hunt, and Dominic. An ordinance to abandon approximately 190 linear feet of 10-inch public sewer main and existing easement, and to accept approximately 194 linear feet of an 8-inch public sewer main for properties located at 105, 107, and 109 16th Avenue South and at McGavin Street unnumbered. Is there a motion? Got a motion, a second. Any questions, comments? All in favor? 831 is approved. Next item is 2014-772, Wiener Tigard, an ordinance to amend the zoning code to modify the conditions pertaining to lot size, setback, street standards, landscaping, and hours for operation for construction, demolition, landfills, and recycling centers. Is there a motion? Got a motion and a second. Questions, comments?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I know Councilmember Weiner has worked really hard on this, and it seems like it's sort of gone around in circles. Are you satisfied with where it is, and can you explain where we've landed?
Okay, sorry.
I am satisfied. I believe that the last substitute amendment that we'll have before us tomorrow night, which you should have before you today, sufficiently handles some of the issues that came about at the very last minute, specifically speaking to how these are impacted in commercial and industrial zoned areas, and we basically took it out of there. And so, at the end of the day, this was about neighborhoods. It was about the importance of preserving quiet enjoyment and reasonable, safe access to these facilities in areas where you had high-density neighborhoods. And so I just think that it makes good sense, and I am perfectly comfortable with where we are. Thank you for asking.
Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
772 is adopted. Next item is 2014-776, Gilmore, an ordinance to amend the zoning code to create the Music City Cultural Heritage Overlay District and to apply such overlay district to approximately 17.22 acres of property located on Broadway, 2nd Avenue North, and Prentice Alley. Is there a motion? Got a motion and a second. Comments, questions? All in favor? 776 is adopted. I'm sorry. She's so quiet.
Thank you, Chair Hunt. I just wanted Carrie, if she could, to explain the amendment that we're putting forth. We put a lot of work into it after several meetings, but since the expert is here, I'm going to let her explain it. Thank you so much.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Thank you. The amendment that the council lady will introduce tomorrow removes all the operational requirements from the bill, and substitutes them with some requirements to maintain original or complementary materials inside the building as well as outside of the building, and also requires the decor and color scheme of formula uses to be different from their other establishments and complementary to the historic character of Broadway as 2nd Avenue and Printers Alley.
Any other comments?
Yes, I just wanted to thank Carrie and Doug and John Cooper so much. A lot of times people will see us come on first and third Tuesday, but they don't realize all the work that the staff does behind the scenes. And from my heart, you guys really work hard, and I really appreciate it. And just to let the community know, at this point, we have had several meetings. There's been a lot of discussion back and forth. We've offered to some of the people that were not for this bill in the first form opportunities to provide input, and we have modified the bill tremendously. And I think it is a very good compromise, and that it will achieve the goals that we wanted to achieve, and it's definitely a better bill. So with that, I do ask for my council member support. Thank you so much, Chair.
Thank you. Any other comments? All in favor? Bill 787, Bill 776 is adopted. The next item is 2014-787. This is Councilman Mitchell, and he's not here, and we will probably roll it to the hill until he shows up. The next item is 2014-799, Council Lady Gilmore, an ordinance to change from R6 to SP zoning for properties located at 1209 Hawkins Street to permit up to 4 residential units. Is there a motion? Got a motion and a second. And questions, comments? All in favor? 779 is adopted. Next item is Bill 2014-800. Councilman Baker We do have a letter to approve an ordinance to change from RS6 to RS 3.75 zoning for property located at Tennessee Avenue unnumbered. Is there a motion?
Second.
Got a motion and second. All in question, comments? All in favor? BL 2014-800 is adopted. The next item is 2014-801. Council Lady Allen, an ordinance to make applicable the provisions of the Hillsborough West End Neighborhood Conservation Overlay District to properties west of Natchez Trace. We got a letter to approve, and Council Lady Allen is here. Is there a motion? Got a motion and second. Comments, questions? All in favor? 801 is approved. Next item is Bill 2014-802, Scott Davis, an ordinance to change from RS5 to SP zoning for properties located at 1102 Joseph Avenue to permit one single-family dwelling or a detached two-family dwellings. And Councilman Scott Davis is not here, so we can roll that one to the hill if it's okay. And we'll move on. The next item is Bill 2014-803, Duval and Dominic, an ordinance to amend the Rolling Hills Specific Plan District for property located at 3485 Hamilton Church Road to permit up to 56 single-family residential lots and 7 townhomes. And we do have a letter to approve. Is there a motion? Second?
Second.
Got a motion and second. Are there questions, comments? All in favor? 803 is adopted. The next item is 804, 2014-804. The councilman is Westerholm, an ordinance to change from RS5 to SP zoning for property located at 515 South 13th Street to permit up to 2 dwellings. Is there a motion?
Second.
A motion and second. Questions, comments? All in favor? 804 is adopted. Next item is Bill 2014-805. This is Hunt's sponsor, an ordinance to change from RS 7.5 to R8 zoning for properties located at 3405 Meadow Court. Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions? All in favor? 805 is adopted. The next item is 2014-809. The sponsor is Westerholm. This is an ordinance to change from R6 to SP zoning for properties located at 207 and 209 Gentry Avenue to permit up to 10 residential dwelling units. Is there a motion? Second?
Second.
Got a motion and second. Other questions, comments? All in favor? 809 is adopted. Next item is 2010. Johnson is the sponsor, and she's not here. Did she get a letter? You got a letter? And Mitchell? I'll come back then, okay. The next item is 2014-811. The sponsor is Council Lady Gilmore, an ordinance to change from IR to IG zoning for properties located at 701 Stanley Street and Stanley Street unnumbered. We do have a letter to approve, and Council Lady Gilmore is here. Is there a motion? Got a motion and a second. And comments? Council Lady Gilmore.
If one of the experts over there could just explain the bill, I think would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
Bill 811, that's just a rezoning from one category of industrial to another category of industrial, and it falls within an industrial land use policy. So it's an area that the long range, or the land use plan that the Planning Commission has adopted supports either the IR or the IG zoning, so that is consistent, and the Planning Commission recommended approval.
Thank you.
All in favor? 811 is adopted. Next item is 2014-812. The sponsor is Worcester Home. This is an ordinance to make applicable the provisions of Lockman Spring East End Neighborhood Conservation Overlay District to various properties located north of Shelby Avenue. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Got a motion and a second. Comments, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
812 is approved.
Question?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You on?
Actually directed to the sponsor. I just wondered if he could elaborate on the process and what he's come up with. I received quite a few emails. I don't know if it was just me or... Does he? Well, if he could just explain it and we could go through and keep them all clear. All right.
Hold on a minute. Okay. Cleveland Stainless Thanks. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, to addrss the council lady's question, I don't believe that any of us have received council-wide emails on this particular issue. I'm not aware of any.
Okay.
If you have, I'm happy to answer any questions. There may have been another bill that there were a couple of emails about.
Okay.
That I think is coming up soon. I'm happy to address that at the time.
Okay.
But as far as this one, I've not heard anything controversial about it.
Okay. I think you're right. I might get them mixed up.
No worries.
All right.
Are there any other comments?
I came in.
Councilor Lady Johnson, do you have a comment?
Yes, I would like committee members to ask you for your support. Oh, you're not on my bill?
No, we're going to come back to yours.
Oh, it was moved to the Hill?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. The next item is Bill 2014-813. Excuse me? On Western Homes bill? I thought we did, but anyway, is there a motion? Second? All in favor? We did because I had approved on it, so. Okay. We did. Okay, the next item is Bill 2013, Councilor Lady Moore, we have a letter to approve. This is an ordinance to change from RR to SP zoning for properties located at 1225 4th Avenue South to permit a residential and office development. We got a letter to approve, second. Got a motion and a second, all in favor? 813 is approved. The next item is 2014-814, Councilman Banks, a letter to approve, and this is an ordinance to change from AR2 to RS10 zoning for properties located at Edmondson Pike unnumbered. Is there a motion? Second. Got a motion and a second. Questions, comments? All in favor? 814 is approved. The next item is Bill 14-815, Wester Home, an ordinance to change from R10 to SP zoning for properties located at 801 Rosebank Avenue and Eastland Avenue unnumbered to permit up to 62 residential dwelling units and up to 1,300 square feet of commercial uses. Is there a motion? Got a motion and a second. Comments, questions? All in, yeah, you on?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Okay, now this is the bill, and if a member Westerholm could speak to this bill. Like I said, I saw a couple emails on this one.
Oh, hold on a minute. Let me figure out where that. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If I may ask the council, was there anything in specific, or just want me to generally address some of the concerns that came up?
yes.
Sure. So there were a couple of emails that were addressed to the entire council that came out, I believe, last week. I did respond to at least one of those that hopefully shed some light on where this was in the process, what sort of communication had taken place, and tried to address some of the issues that had come up. I'm happy to touch on those points. I would also add that since that time, there's been a meeting on site held with the developers, some of the neighbors, as well as representatives from the state archaeological representatives, and they've gone through, and the report I had from them is that they did not notice anything that stood out. But of course, as with all development projects, if in the process of excavation, if anything comes up that looks like it might be a burial ground or anything of that sort, there is a requirement in state law that they are required to provide notification, if I understand that correctly. We've been in touch with the planning department as well to confirm all this information. So that is where we are with that one. As far as the general concerns, I think that a couple of the emails that were sent to council members were by residents nearby who unfortunately were not engaged in the process the entire time. This was a process that began just about 11 months ago, and we had at least 5 meetings at the neighborhood association. Many of these were very well attended. There were separate meetings as well that took place to discuss some specifics. Unfortunately, not everyone was able to attend those meetings or knew about all those meetings, and we did not receive notification until we entered the official process where they receive notification from the official mailouts. Because this was also an amendment to the neighborhood policy, because it does put in a small existing structure for commercial use, that broadens the reach of who has to receive notice in the mail. And so I think that especially with that additional notice and change to the policy, that more people did receive notification. We've tried to reach out to all those people, make sure that they were aware of the process. Unfortunately, it appeared that some we didn't get notice to. But there were deliberate efforts throughout the entire process to get that done. I feel that the process that we went through was very good. I think that at each step of the way, a plan was presented, feedback was provided by neighbors, and answers were provided from, this is what planning told us, this is what Public Works told us about ingress, egress. They had meetings with the Parks Department to talk about access to the Greenway. We've had a number of conversations with Public Works about sidewalks and connectivity with the rest of the area, best places for driveways, ingress and egress, and a number of other concerns about where we were with this came up, and I feel like at each step along the way, the product was improved based on feedback from the community. And I'm happy to go into any specifics if you have questions about that.
Are there any other questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Bill 815 is approved. The next item is Bill 2014-816, Council Lady Gilmore. This is an ordinance to change from DTC to SP zoning for a portion of property located at the corner of Church Street and Fifth Avenue North to permit a mixture of uses. And by the way, DTC is downtown code. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Are there questions? All in favor?
Aye.
816 is approved. The next item is 2014-817, Council Lady Gilmore, an ordinance to amend Morgan Park's Place Specific Plan District for various properties located along 4th Avenue North, 5th Avenue North, Van Buren Street to amend the caption of BL 2006-1037 to eliminate condition number 2 and to clarify that all other provisions of BL 2006-1037 remain in place. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. Comments, questions? Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As you read, it was my understanding that this is just a clarification of the caption, and we have Mr. Lehman here who had originally reached out to me, and he explained it so well. So since the expert is here, if you could go ahead and explain it, please.
Yes, this is really, like you said, this is sort of a housekeeping amendment to the SP. There's two parts. Whenever an SP goes through a rezoning process at the council, there's a site plan that gets adopted, and there's also the council bill that may or may not include conditions and a caption. And for whatever reason, the original caption that was went along with the SP plan had a different number of dwelling units on it than what the SP plan showed when it was reviewed by planning, and it had less units. And so what this bill does is corrects that and makes it so that the council bill caption is consistent with the site plan that's being approved also.
Okay, Council Lady Allen.
Thank you. I had a question about the Greenway provision of that. Since the Greenway next door is the Magdeburg Greenway, which is one of our sister cities, can you just confirm that taking that out of the SP still keeps that a protected park space?
The Greenway has been built since this original SP was approved, and that was a requirement of the original SP that if there was not a Greenway, then I believe they would have had to do some other kind of pathway or sidewalk. But because the Greenway was constructed, then it satisfied the condition of the original council bill.
Great question.
Councilman Westerholm, did you have another comment? You're good? Okay. Okay, having no other comments, questions, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Bill 817 is approved. Now we will go back to pick up Council Lady Johnson. And Mitchell. Council Lady Johnson, this bill is 2014-810, an ordinance to change R10 to RS10, zoning for various properties north of Anderson Road. Is there a motion? Second? Got a motion and second. Comments or question? Johnson? Okay. Council Lady Johnson.
Thank you, Chair Hunt. Thank you, members of the committee, council colleagues. I just ask for your approval this evening. Everyone in the neighborhood showed up to the Planning Commission public hearing prior to the public hearing here at the council, and this bill was approved as substituted at the Planning Commission on consent agenda with all neighbors in agreement. Thank you.
Any more comments, questions? All in favor? 810 is approved. The next item, going back to Councilman Mitchell, is BL 2014-787, an ordinance to amend the Harpeth Valley Commercial PUD Overlay District on property located at 8002 Highway 100, Zone Commercial CL, to permit the construction of an automobile service facility. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to defer by rule.
Got a motion deferred by rule. There's been a motion and a second. All in favor? Deferred by rule. Is that? Yeah, I did. That's what, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I did have a letter. That's when I brought it back to the Hill. Sorry about that.
So rescind my motion.
We do have a letter, and the motion is rescinded rather. And we're going to go back to 787, which is Mitchell, and I'll read the caption again. And thank you, Mr. Holloman. In order to amend the Harpeth Valley Commercial PUD Overlay District on property located at 8002 Highway 100, Zone CL, to permit the construction of an automobile service facility. Is there a motion?
Move approval.
Got a motion, a second. Comments, questions? All in favor? Bill 787 is approved. Seeing no...
802, Scott Davis.
Oh, 802, I'm sorry. 801, Mitchell at 787 is approved. And we defer Scott Davis. There are no other items on the agenda. We stand adjourned.
We need to, did you get 802?
802, yeah, we rolled it to the Hill.
Right, but we need to defer it.
Deferred. Okay, we got 802, we're gonna have to make a motion, defer. That's what you wanna do? That's the one you was talking about? Okay. So we got a motion, a second, to defer 802 for one meeting. Is there a motion? Aye. John, do we need to defer that for one meeting or just defer it? John, do we need to defer that one meeting just?
One meeting by rule.
Okay, defer it. One meeting. Now, seeing no other items, we are adjourned.